The battle droid army during the Clone Wars is currently deploying a massive full-scale invasion outside of a Providence-class ship. Their entrance onto the planet could mark disaster for the clone trooper army, as their mining facility on the planet is important to keep the Grand Army of the Republic functional during the war. The 1st Royal Legion is in charge of the defenses, but they're heavily outnumbered by the droids. Not only that, droids have discovered a secret entrance through the mines and sent a large-scale commando force to sidesweep the clone army. Can the clones survive this full-scale invasion, or will they crumble under the pressure? If you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get right on into this thing. Alrighty then, boyos, let's go ahead and press start right here. It is going to be a touch laggy at the beginning because there are so many units on the battlefield, but we've already got a spray of fire coming out from both sides. Clones hitting the droid lines with some rockets, choosing to target the infantry instead of the AAT tank that is barreling forward towards them. There we go, another shot does hit the AAT right there. We do have Count Dooku as well as Asajj Ventress on the battlefield for the droid army. That kind of marks that this is a very important mission for the droids, having 2 of their top leaders on the battlefield at one time. We've got massive explosions rocking the AV cannon, the AAT, and one of the clone 50mm guns right there. I'm not sure if any of the crew members of the AV or 50mm survived that right there. We have droves of droids dying on the battlefield pretty much instantly, and so many shots going out, so much laser fire. The AV cannon just exploded, so even if the crew member was still on the gun, it's just gone, decimated, reduced to atoms, baby. This is destruction on a level we have not seen in the Star Wars Galaxy at War mod in a very long time. Luckily for the clone troopers, they do have a number of troops off to the side inside of some of these barracks and mining facilities and things like that. The game crashed. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Real quick, huge thank you to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. They have literally the best deals in gaming. I use it all the time. If you like Star Wars games, Lego Star Wars for $2. Star Wars Battlefront 2 for $9. One of my favorite Star Wars games, Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, $1.70. If you want to play the Star Wars Galaxy at War mod, Men of War Assault Squad 2, $3. Extremely popular games can be up to 99% off. Link in the description below. Thank you to Instant Gaming for sponsoring the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get into the video. Alright guys, so we crashed, but I did lower the number of droids and I got rid of a few of the clone defenders as well to try and balance it out so my computer doesn't have another heart attack while the battle is going on. I mean, we're talking about thousands of entities all firing laser cannons in this battle, so it's bound to have a few problems here or there, but when more of the clone troopers and droids do end up dying on the battlefield, things should get cleaned up a bit better and it will run better as well. So, not too big of a worry, I would definitely say. We'll be alright at the end of the day. Either way, the droids are blowing up a huge number of the clone troopers here. The explosive fire is really getting their goats at the moment. Clone troopers trying to respond back with fire of their own, and they are getting a ton of droid kills. The AV cannon has a massive blast mark on the center of it, so I'm guessing that thing is already destroyed. Its internals are just not going to function with that big of an HE fire into it. I'm sure the internal components are donezo, but you never know. Sometimes these cannons survive some big blasts, but that does look actually damaging to it. Grenades going out, wiping out more of the clones. Let's go ahead and check out the Commandos, which we didn't really get a chance to see last time around. Now, the small blockade that the clones had here to contain the commando droids has pretty much fallen completely. There's one soldier on the far end of it. The E-Web turrets also defending it, also gone, and they're starting to side cut through some of the clone troopers on the other barricades. Now, these guys would normally be firing at the front entrance, and yes, the AV cannon is now roasted and toasted, baby, like a freaking marshmallow. Now that's tenderism right there. So these guys firing away would normally be firing at the front door, but they're distracted by the commando droids. So even if the commando droids all die out, they're still having a large effect on the battlefield, preventing the clones from fully using all of their firepower in one space. Is that guy gonna get back on the E-Web? Let's go! Oh, big plays for the clone troopers right there. Not too shabby. All right, the front line's over here. We got some droids that tried charging dead on in, and they are dead, trying to go on in. More clones over here, just constantly under fire. They're trying to hide. There's a huge number of AAT tanks. Last time around, we had at least one of the AATs die, I think, but this time, I don't think any of them are dead. And I do know for a fact they can worm their way through here. They're just blocking themselves. They can fully enter into the mine area. So that is something we need to look out for. The MTT falls over, though. I think it crushed some of the droids as it went. All right, little bonus for the clones right there. But these AATs, they will play a factor later on. Further in, I did make sure that these gaps were large enough for them to get through. It is a bit of a nuisance for them to get through. Oh, all these guys are dead. Lord Gonk! Are you siding with the droids right now? But yeah, just right now they're kind of glitching. Asajj Ventress goes down. I don't think she's dead. I think she's just unconscious. Probably an explosive blast there, wiping her down. I don't see Count Dooku of the Dooku tree at the moment. Where's our boy Dooku? Where's the Dookie? I don't know. More Commandos coming down this way from the side entrance, spamming plenty of fire down onto the the clone-held barracks over that way. They're probably not going to do too much, I have a feeling, because once they pop out here, they're just getting absolutely slaughtered by clones over here, although actually those clones over there are now dead, so maybe they will be able to come through. There's a few clones guarding over this way, and some more back here, and then a whole bunch back in the more actual mining areas back this way. So, yeah, maybe with these guys all dead already, save for a few, they can do it. But this two-pronged attack from the droids is causing some serious damage for the clone troopers. There is Asajj Ventress yet again on the battlefield. I think the droids... Oh, E-Web turret inside the entrance point over here goes down. I think this area is going to be a death pit for the droids, or at least I'm hoping for that, because there's really only one entranceway over here. There's another sliding door over this way, but the droids do need to walk up to it for it to open, and they tend to be really stupid and not do that. So they'll pathfind to the path of least resistance, and that's probably where they're going to get gunned down, right over here by the 1st Royal Legion, just absolutely spam firing with these guys over here. Look, they were playing some chess. I forget what the Star Wars chess actual name is, but they got rudely interrupted, so I would definitely have a bit of a chip on my shoulder. The E-Web turret is back up somehow. Oh, and the door is closing right there. Okay. Wow. Well, that droid will probably walk into it and reopen it there, causing... Yep, there we go. Bada bing. Alright, so more droids are going to be able to come through that way. Asajj Ventress coming through over here. We still have a whole bunch of clones over this way. I'm surprised that the Commandos over that way weren't capable of taking it out. That massive shot, I believe, was from an AAT, so that might have killed a few of the clones in the interior if it was lucky. Nope. Those guys are still safe because there's a massive concrete wall between them. Holy cow. Either way, guys, I just wanted to let y'all know, final few days are coming in here for quotes on the back of the Army Men Blight of the Empire book. It's available on Amazon now. If you guys go ahead and review it on Amazon, there's a chance I might select one of your reviews for a quote on the back of the book, so your name would be on the book, which, you know, is kind of fun. I'm looking for reviews, and if you guys want, you know, a little shout out on the back of my book for all future orders for people to see your review, review it on Amazon and you might get picked. So yeah, I thought that'd be a fun way to do it. Either way, let's go ahead and do our first time lapse of the battle here. The droids are getting kind of walloped over this way. Oh, actually Asajj is pushing in deep. Look at this. She's getting shot to oblivion. She's trying to go after this clone trooper here, but she seems to be failing on all sides of stabbing that man. I think she's getting... Oh, she finally got the kill. She's getting so much fire shot at her that she's having to spend most of the time using her deflect ability instead of actually taking swings with her sword, which makes it a little bit harder for her. So she likely will go down fairly soon, but right now she's just kind of derping. Let's watch these clones in the corner here, because that way we can see the Commandos up that way and the droids coming in over here. Alright guys, about 3 minutes have gone by here. Asajj Ventress has made her way all the way down here. More Commandos trying to join her and fight alongside her. We are getting some better FPS currently. It's not the greatest, but it is better, so I think it's a mix of all the clones and droids dying, and also a little bit less firepower being shot up on the battlefield right now. Still absolutely no idea where Count Dooku is. Brother, are you like hiding on the wall? There's a ton of droids over here because the AATs are kind of trapping them in. They'll eventually figure it out and then it'll be like reinforcing waves. But right now, the droids are just kind of getting clapped at this revolving door here. Well, it's not a revolving door, it's an automatic door, I guess. But they are getting absolutely destroyed and the clones are cleaning up. There is a second entranceway here, but again, the droids seem to only be wanting to go through over this way. Another one runs on in here and gets the entire arsenal poured into him. Meanwhile, over this way, Asajj has now fully joined the Commandos, and they're just kind of running amok. There's a bunch of them back there. Most of them are fighting the clone barricades on the other side. If they could clear that and push in here, I'm not even sure they'd be able to relieve the troopers over here. So right now, it's better that they're just sort of staying in the game and firing on the clone trooper defenders over this way, maybe distracting them more so from firing up this way, and hopefully the droids can eliminate the clone troopers in here so we can see the rest of the battle. Let's go ahead and watch the door here. Why don't we delete the door, because I think it's preventing a lot of the droids from going in. I'll delete this door too, because it is kind of the anti-derp rule. The clones, it's not even like fair. The droids just don't know how to use doors. So by definition, they're being derpy. So we're anti-derp ruling right there, okay, fellas? And it looks like that is going to spark a surge of droids trying to come forward. Not that that means they're going to be successful. The clones should be able to wipe these guys out because this is such a horrible choke point for the droids to push. And that is exactly what happens. The E-Web turret and the clones behind it just spamming fire into these droids, wiping them out hardcore. The droids can't do much to stop that from happening right now. And then all these droids over here still just kind of derping with the AATs. Bro, where is Dooku? Did he like get squashed? Where is the Dukinator? Where's the Dookie? Brother! I don't know. Asajj still kind of just undercover over here as her Commandos do more work. Alright, let's watch this corner as droids try and push it into this administrative area. Another 3 minutes have gone by, and it does look like the E-Web turret has in fact died due to one droid flanking over here. Amazing what opening up another area can do, and one droid managing to do that, while the rest of the clones still hold here though. 7 kills for the E-Web. This guy's got 10, this guy's got 6, this guy's got 3, this guy's got 1, this guy's got 2, this guy's got none, this guy's got 2, this guy's got none, this guy's got none, 2, none, none, none. Okay, well, not bad. Oh, also, let's open up this door too. Not that they can get in from anywhere but over there, but that's okay. Meanwhile, the Commandos over here are still just kind of firing away. Asajj is just kind of hiding in the mines with them over here. No real progress being made just yet. Let's go ahead and bump it up a speed here since it's not too laggy anymore. So maybe that'll make a bit of a difference in the pacing of the battle at the very least. It's not really going to help either side though. One of the Commando droids ends up going down as he voyages a little bit too far out, but why don't we watch these Commandos over here now? Okay, the Commandos made pretty much no progress over this way. Droids over here also making no progress. Are we about to have a wash of a battle where the droids just dominate? You can see the AATs are starting to worm their way through, and again, they can make it through here. They're just, again, being kind of stupid. Let's go ahead and go full-on normal speed here. So, more droids are actually flooding in after these AATs started to migrate forward, so that is good to see. They're actually making some moves. They're also running over some of their own soldiers. I just saw that, dude. You can't get away with that. What the heck? More droids are funneling in from the other entranceway over here now, but this little administration area is proving to be a huge roadblock for the droids actually taking over the mining facility. They are like incapable of bypassing this area right now. It is brutal. More of them coming on in here and just trying to death charge forward to get into some sort of positioning, but that just really ain't working for them. And also the Commandos aren't doing anything. I don't even know where Asajj Ventress went. Let's be honest. Oh, here she is. Okay. Dooku is still MIA. No one knows where the Count went. RIP. Look at all the droids that died out here, and now that's all that's left is their guns because the tanks ran over the troopers, so that sucks. If the AATs can get through, we're in business. If they can't figure out a way through, we're cooked. Why don't we go ahead and watch a time lapse here so we can see the troops coming through here, and the AATs over this way with the clones defending just right there. There's not a lot of clones, but they're doing it. One minute later, and an AAT actually gets through and proceeds to walk past the door. It took one shot in, got some kills, and then moved past the door. So it's basically useless. There we go, it's shooting again. There you go. Literally all you have to do is machine gun down these clone troopers, and you can proceed with the battle and potentially get a W. You now have a tank on your side. Actually, maybe this is kind of a 5-head big alpha brain move, because this bazooka trooper here can't really shoot it. Oh, zooey mama, because it's past the wall there. So maybe I'm the dum-dum. That was not bad. I mean, there's still clones inside of this barracks here and over here. Look how many kills they've gotten. Disgusting. Holy cow. But now the AAT is starting to ravage these lines over this way. As long as it doesn't get struck down by bazookas, this could be huge for the droids. And the Commandos, in particular, could finally come out of their little side entranceway there. Again, we still have more AATs that can come through. Problem is the clones do have more bazooka troopers. There's one right there. Any over here? Yep, there's one right there. He must just be out of range or not wanting to shoot him. I don't know. But yeah, there are a bunch of bazooka troopers still on the battlefield for the clones. Look at this AAT doing some real damage here. Real damage. Holy cow. Oh, this is not good. Not good for clone trooper. They did do a great job up until this point, so I guess this at least makes the battle more interesting. But I am worried if more of the AATs come through, since they basically failed to kill any of them at the opening of this battle, then there could be a lot of armor pushing through here. Now, the droids did take over this area. We've got 2 more clones here, and then 6 or 7 clones in this area too. There we go. Bazooka's finally starting to do their job and fire at the AAT right there. Yeah, so the clones are still holding this area. Problem is now I think the droids could probably just grenade them. Oh, or this guy can use cover and fire at them. That's smart. There you go. Droids being smart. Unheard of. Kills that clone, and then there's just one left here. And he walks into the doorway and gets capped. Okay. Impressive. Hey, a commando made it in here, and he's dead. Beautiful. Well done, boys. Love to see. Very nice. Okay. AAT tank over this way, spamming out fire against the clone troopers in the middle of the mining area here. And it's getting clapped back with some bazooka shots. I do not have high expectations of the droids. Honestly, my expectations for the clones have been lowered because they've let this AAT kind of run things. There we go. They finally kill the AAT. That took way too long. That took way too long. Absurdity, boys. Absurdity. Hey. Alright. Well, the clones in here are still dealing with the vast majority of the infantry. These clones still somehow managed to survive, though they got pretty messed up. I'm sure they've already healed by now. So if more commandos do come out here, which they will, they'll still have trouble with them. Right now, it's just these clones inside of like the medical area here that are having to defend. They've still got quite a number of them over here. So why don't we watch this? The droids are getting kills, though, so this probably won't be a full lockdown. But let's watch it. Well, there goes the last of the clone holdout there. They did get a solid number of kills, but now finally, the B1s are going to support the Commandos over here. It's about dang time. I don't know, what do you guys think that the clones can even lose at this point with how many droid kills they've gotten? I don't know if the droids have what it takes. I mean, they should be able to steamroll kind of through this area since it's been so weakened now, and they've got all these reinforcements and things like that. But then there's a lot more battle left afterwards that I'm not so sure they'll be able to withstand the clone trooper army. I mean, I think I was honestly expecting the droids to do far better by this point in time. Look at this, Asajj coming out too. She's gonna start her little assault here alongside the B1s and the Commandos, making a big push. Oh, wait, never mind. She is hiding inside of a shell hole. Incredible! That's what we like to see. Leadership in the Confederacy of Independent Systems. Oh, alright, yeah. Dooku, nowhere to be seen, and Asajj Ventress hiding in a hole. This is peak. Alright, we've also got a number of E-Web turrets back here, still fresh, ready to roll, so I think they'll be able to do some serious damage as well. Grenades going out, easy, quick way to finish off the clones over here. Well done. These clones over here are a little bit more tucked away. It's going to be harder for the droids to get kills on them, especially with these clones over here probably being able to back them up a bit better. So we'll see. I think the droids will still be able to advance past this point at the very least. It just might take some time. They're already stalling their advance. We do still have some droids back here, not nearly as many. And we got these AATs that just aren't doing anything. It's so stupid. Oy vey. Yeah, let's go ahead and watch these clones over here fighting against the droids. Okay, a lot of these clones are dead, but also a few of them are just kind of hiding back here, so that's fun. We have some back this way as well that are able to kill the droids as they round the corner there, so this is still an active battle zone over here, but the more important parts of the battle are definitely taking place over this way. Asajj Ventress, I believe, is dead now. Is she? Yeah, she is dead. It's just the animation glitching with the Jedi that happens all the time. So she's dead. Not that she's a Jedi. She's a Sith. I meant lightsaber units. You guys know what I mean. Either way, we still have a very solid defense of clones over this way. The problem is the droids will have a line of sight over this way, and these clones will have these guys to deal with, so it's not going to be a choke point, really. I think that could be a little bit rougher for sure. This, though, is just such a solid defensive area. It's just going to take the droids a little bit of time to get over there. The droids do end up clapping these clones' cheeks. Looks like a grenade took them out, but not before. They've got a ton of droids. And then there's just two clones over here, but they'll probably get killed fairly soon. So, droids continuing down the way. Alright, the droids have made it down this way. These guys did not survive for a super long time. And we have some serious losses over here. The AATs have not been able to get a grip, and that is just a shame. But, oh well, it is what it is. The clone troopers back here, though, are putting on a very stellar defense at this point. The droids not really able to continue forward. So I think we might be getting to the stopping point. Either this barricade or the back barricade here will stop them. There's also another entrance point over here where there will be another choke point. So I think the clones are going to win. Let's find out. It appears we were right, and the clones are getting a hard stop going here. There's still a few more droids, but really not that many. Couple scattered over here. I'll anti-derp them forward. With tanks, we don't really do anti-derp in battles like these, so we'll just leave them, but we'll let the last few droids come on forward, try and test the clones' mettle, but I think the clones are probably going to take the W. Let's watch. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The clone troopers take a W. 11 kills for this guy, 16 for this guy, 3 for this guy, 12 for this guy, 10 for him, 4 for him, 2, none, 4, 7, none, 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 none. This guy's got 20. Holy cow. So, big numbers for some of these big boys, and these two managed to survive through the whole thing. So, very nice, beautiful battle for clone troopers. Droids tried, but they couldn't pull it together, and their tank crews were especially dumb. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you did. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.